Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So today we are going to cover the Capgemini testing automation interview questions. So the experience for this profile was 1.5 to 3 years required and position was of automation testing profile. Let us look at the questions first. What is abstract class? In Selenium, what is the meaning of driver in driver.get? What is the syntax for click actions? How will you handle pop-ups in Selenium? What is the difference between abstract class and interface? Inheritance. What is the use of finally block? Write a Java code to count number of words in a line. What are the types of XPath? Either absolute or relative XPath is better and why? Okay. So these were the various questions that were asked to one of my subscriber at Capgemini, and these questions were asked in June 2021. So these are the latest Capgemini testing interview questions for automation profile. Now let us look at the answers one by one. Now few of the questions I have already answered, so I'll be placing those links in the descriptions, and rest of the questions I'll quickly go through with the answers. So what is abstract class? Now, as we all know, abstraction or this abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality to the user. So it is nothing but, you can take an example of sending an SMS where you type the text and send the message. Now you don't know the backend process, what is happening behind the scenes. Okay, you don't know the internal processing about the message delivery. Okay, so that is abstraction lets you focus on what the object does instead of how it does. Now coming to the abstract class, actually, so an abstract class is a class that is declared as abstract. Okay, it may or may not include abstract methods. So this is a very important point that you have to tell in an interview. An abstract method is a method that is declared without an implementation. Okay, and it is followed by a semicolon. So you can take this example, abstract void move to anything within the parameters. Over here I have taken double delta x, double delta y. You can take only x, y, and you can, if they ask you to write some program or code on a piece of paper, then you can help them in that manner. Okay, now next question that was asked was, which are the different keyboard actions in Selenium and how will you automate? So first of all, you can start answering by telling that actions is a class in Selenium which is having a capability, which is having an ability for handling keyboard and mouse events. Okay, then in Selenium WebDriver, we are clicking, we are trying to automate various actions like drag and drop, clicking on multiple elements with the control key, among others. Okay, so these operations are performed using the API that is already there, Advanced User Interactions API. Now, which are the various keyboard actions? So then you can start, like send keys is one of the thing that you can automate, and this is method send keys itself, and it sends a series of keys to the element. Then key up performs key release, key down performs key press without release. Okay, so these are the various actions that you will get. Which are the different mouse actions in Selenium? Okay, then double click is there, it performs double click on the element. Click and hold performs long click on the mouse without releasing it. Drag and drop drags the element from one point and drop to the another. Move to element is there. Then context click is there, that is nothing but the right click of the mouse. Okay, so basically they'll ask you these questions, and you just have to, if you have already practiced such things at your home or in your current projects in your current organizations, then you can explain them in this manner. Now, how will you handle alerts or pop-ups in Selenium? This is again a very basic question and very frequently asked in most of the interviews like Amazon, Capgemini, Accenture. So first is void dismiss is there. So that is one of the method available. It is used when the cancel button is to be clicked on the alert box. Some kind of pop-ups or confirmation messages or those validation messages are there. So you have to handle those things in the automation. Then driver dot switch to dot alert dot dismiss is there. So what I have done is, first I have written the name of the method, what is the use of the method, how it can be used, and what actually is the exact command that you have to use in the Selenium to use it. Then is void accept. Now this method is used to click on the OK button of the alert. So you will write it as driver.switch to .alert.accept. Okay. Then string get text. So this method is used to capture the alert message, whatever the text is written, so that it will retrieve from the dialog box or from the pop-up or from the confirmation message. So it is nothing but driver.switch to .alert.get text. Void send keys. So again, you can send data to the alert box. Okay. So you can write the text in the as a parameter you can send. Now, what is Xpath? So we saw that question was also asked, and then types of Xpath. So Xpath or XML path, or commonly known as Xpath, is nothing but a query language for the XML documents. Now it happens, you have to tell like this in the interview, that many a times you have got the web pages to automate in which the unique ID, unique attributes are not there for a web element, like ID or name are not kept by the development team. So you'll go for this XPath at that time. So XPath would be quite useful, helpful in these conditions when you are working on a dynamic web page where the web elements unique attributes are not constant or they are not there itself. Okay, then XPath can be effectively used to identify and locate almost any element present on the web page. Now, what are the types of XPath? Okay, there are two types of XPath: absolute and the relative XPath. So absolute XPath is the direct way of finding the element. Okay, so it will start from the very first root node of the XML or the HTML document and goes all the way to the required node, following one node at a one time. Now, relative XPath starts from any node inside the HTML DOM. So it did not start from the root node. Okay. So over here, one level of comparison, you can see the absolute XPath will start from the very first, the root node of the XML HTML document, while relative XPath will start from the will not start from the root node. Okay, so and then the absolute XPath will start with one slash, and relative XPath will start with a double forward slash. Okay, so these are the two types of XPaths. Now, which one is better? That is also one of the question. Okay, so obviously relative XPath is better. Okay, because we all know about the limitation or the disadvantage of absolute XPath is that if there is any change in any of the elements on the web page, because it is starting from the very first basic root node, then the XPath for any subsequent element will change. Okay, let's say you have got six till sixth level you have to go, and let's say if the XPath of fourth itself gets changed, then what about the fifth and sixth? The Selenium automation won't be able to click on that thing. So that is why the failure of test scripts is happening, which is ultimately trying to locate the web element goes fail, and the scripts get failed, the automation will fail. So that is why it is always recommended to go for relative XPath while creating your automation script. So it is not recommended to use the absolute XPath for locating the web elements. Now, what is Java finally block? So Java finally block is nothing but it is used as a cleanup code. Okay, and it is always it so that uh, that particular lines of Java finally block will always get executed whether the exception occurs or not. So basically, it is executed whether exception is handled or not, and it is a block that is used to execute important code such as closing connections are there, streams. And then they'll also ask what is the use of Java finally block. So then you can tell that it can be used to put up cleanup code such as closing a file, closing connection as mentioned earlier. Okay, so these are few of the interview questions that one of my subscriber got in last month itself, June 2021. Capgemini testing interview questions, I would say rather automation testing interview questions, because she was there for automation testing interview, and Number of years of experience was 1.5 to 3 years. So these all questions you can expect in Capgemini testing interview. So please do like, share, and share this video and subscribe our channel. Please do comment on this video on which all companies interview questions you are looking forward for. And thank you once again for watching this video. Stay tuned for more updates.